Stick in your hand, you float weightlessly. Focus your mind and meditate on this moment. Try and identify every flavor. You let the food rest in your mouth and focus on it, scrutinizing every flavor. Salt, maybe. Pepper, too obvious. Oregano, basil, maybe, but there's something else. Something dark, something spicy. You dig deeper, deeper, deeper. Yes, even deeper still, until you find it. Could it be? Blank. He really did it. How bold, how adventurous to use. You try to go even deeper into the sea of flavors, but this revelation alone is more than you can handle. You snap out of it and realize that this information was meant to remain a secret, and yet, now you know. A mantle of responsibility now rests upon your shoulders. As you look around, you realize that everyone in the room is consumed by the lunch. No one noticed that you've traveled through space and time. After tasting his food, you try to get some one-on-one time with Colonel Sanders. You approach. Colonel Sanders smiles ever so softly as you approach. He stops what he's doing and allows you to break the silence. Colonel, I wondered if I could talk to you for a second. Anything for a fellow chef? What exactly was on that chicken? His face. Ha ha ha, how bold to come out and ask. It's an idea. Where did you get the freaking stuff? It's an idea I had for a new combination of flavors that will make me my fortune and establish my legacy for all time as I open a chain of highly successful fried chicken restaurants. No big deal. It's just you and me here talking. I can keep a secret. In fact, I've got some of my own I'd be willing to trade. What's the rush? The semester is only getting started. We've got 2 more whole days to get to know each other. 2 days. He's clearly not going to give it up easily. There's a line. But it doesn't hurt to be persistent. If any of you try to make that your patron noise, know that I will probably shut it down. You know what they say about secrets, Colonel. Shouldn't learning be fun? Aww. You've got moxie. I'll give you that. Colonel Sanders looks both ways to make sure you're truly alone. And then leans in. You can feel his warm breath as he whispers. Just one ingredient, but you can't tell. I use... It's something my great-grandmother taught me. Wow, you'd never have guessed that. In fact, you're not even sure where you'd get some if you searched. And definitely isn't the flavor you tasted before. So now you're 2 ingredients closer to knowing the full recipe, but you don't tell Colonel Sanders that. While you're wrapped up in that huge revelation, you notice that Colonel Sanders has disappeared. While everyone else is still in the cafeteria, you decide to look for him. You find him outside, standing in the quad. Oh, it's you again. Howdy. It's been like 1 second, my guy. Sometimes I like to come outside and look at the school buildings. I think about how my story will continue on after I've graduated. It sounds like you have big plans. I dare say the biggest. I will leave my mark on this world. You can bet on that. Alone together for the first time, you figure now is the perfect moment to show your personality to him. Be modest but thoughtful. Well, I just wanted to tell you, I really enjoyed your food. Now you've got his attention. The flavors were complex, but comforting. The interplay between salty, savory, and peppery, it was perfect. I appreciate the compliment, Daddy Mukluk. I'm sure you'll be a big success. I know we've only met today, but I'm starting to get the same feeling about you. We should head back inside. The next lesson starts soon. You step into the massive cooking arena where the afternoon lesson will take place. Each student gets an oven and all the tools and ingredients they could need. Oh my gosh. Look at this place. It's magnificent. Finally, we get to show our stuff. Wait a second. Oh no, we have to show our stuff. What if I totally blow it? You're not going to blow anything. Okay, I'm good. Except maybe kisses to the crowd of fans you're going to earn with your signature. Adorable tiny food creations. Not without attitude. Welcome, students, to the cooking arena. For today's lesson, we'll be cooking with partners. Hurry up and pair off. Naturally, Miriam looks over at you, but unable to control yourself, you pounce on Colonel Sanders. Hey, Colonel, would you like to take... He doesn't even give us the option. Would you like to tackle this lesson as a team? A team of two, that is. Me and you, if that wasn't clear. Want to be my partner? Aww. Sure, Daddy Mukluk. I'll prepare our station. Without you as a partner, Miriam is left standing all alone. Two different students quickly take notice. Hello, new partner. Oh my, two potential partners. I'm sorry, gentlemen, I don't know who to choose. It looks like you'll have to pick for her. Friend duties can be a little awkward, but that's the price you pay for not being alone forever. Who do you want to ask to be Miriam's partner? Clink. Sorry, Pop, but I think Miriam will be partnering with Clink today. Yo, what? Why am I like in charge of her? That sounds so weird. It's okay, I already ate. It's not entirely clear if Pop has any idea what the point of school even is at this juncture. Clink is clearly excited to have some attention. He heats up and begins to roll back and forth. Warp, 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 warp. Hold on there, fella. We don't even know the assignment yet. Technically, Clink might not have a face, but there's something charming and earnest about him. Bzz. Tissue? I hardly know you. Clink judders and a panel shakes loose. You get the impression this is a sign of affection. Looks like you two will be fine. Now it's time to focus on your own cooking classwork. All right, you two. For today's lesson, we're going to keep it simple. Pick a basic dish and divide up the steps. No chef is an island. It takes 2 flints to make a fire. You get the idea. Actually, it takes flint and steel, I think, to make a fire. Which dish do you suggest to your partner, Colonel Sanders? I think this is the only one on the KFC menu. Your grandmother's mashed potatoes and gravy. 2 flints actually works. Oh, okay, well, shows what I know. I've always been something of a down-home chef. I was thinking we could make something warm, inviting, comforting. Maybe mashed potatoes and gravy? I couldn't imagine one without the other. Chat, real life talk, I'm not a gravy fan. I love mashed potatoes. But butter and salt, and I'm a very happy eater. I'm not a gravy person. I will pass the gravy boat right on down the line. Colonel Sanders casts a coy look at you, causing your whole face to go beet red. Embarrassed, you quickly turn away. I'll go get the potatoes. No, please, let me. Picking perfect produce is a passion of mine. Looks like things are getting pretty fresh around here. Does someone have a crush on Colonel Sanders? What is it? What is her mouth doing here? Is this her tongue sticking out, or is her mouth just slightly open there, or is that her lip? Is that the Kim Possible lip? I don't know what's happening here. We're just cooking partners. Mind your own business. Chicken leg. Sanders' heart is my business, and you'd better keep your fingers off of my man. Yo, she just yells this in the kitchen. Did someone call for me? Dude, he's got a soundtrack. Ugh, no, jeez, Van Vet. Yo, serial killer's back. While I'm over here crushing Daddy Mukluk's dreams, you're supposed to be taking care of our classwork. That was the deal, remember? He's crying. Colonel Sanders returns, arms full of peeled potatoes. He tosses them into boiling water and turns his attention to you and your old friends. Oh, howdy there, Ashley Egg, Van Van. Are we working in a quartet instead of a duet now? Actually, no. It looked like Daddy Mukluk was struggling, so we offered to give him a hand. You know how it is. These young amateur chefs need a lot of mentoring. I was going to say, Colonel Sanders, maybe I can also teach you a thing or two about fancy food. Maybe one day you might want to get up to my level. Oh, doubt it. Don't be rude, Van Van. Personally, I have no doubts whatsoever about Colonel Sanders' ability to concoct creations worthy of admiration. After all, your fried chicken was quite spectacular. But Colonel, if you ask me, I might make a better partner for you than this thing that has positioned itself at your station. Don't you feel deep down that we cast complementary shadows? We fit together, like a thigh and a drumstick. She does have thighs, alright. It just makes sense. Nothing about this makes any sense, but one thing is clear. She's coming for Colonel if you don't wash out. Phrasing. Ashley Egg is really going at you hard. You need to ask for some backup here before things get ugly. Turn to Colonel Sanders, hunk of hunks each time of knee, or turn to Miriam, your forever bestie, always has your back. We're trying to get someone to distract her. I feel like we go to the bestie. I feel like we get the bestie to give us a hand. I'm choosing that one. Turn to Miriam, your forever bestie, who always has your back. You turn to Miriam, and as soon as you find her, she senses it and looks back. This girl's friend-in-need radar is second to none. She immediately comes running over. Is somebody threatening my friend? I will destroy them. I actually think Ashley Egg and Van Van were just leaving. Leaving you in the dust vis-a-vis my skills as a chef, perhaps. But stepping away from this competition, you're sorely mistaken. I gotta say, chat, if there's one thing about Ashley Egg that impresses me, it's how long she can stand on one leg. This lady is a flamingo. Very impressive, but not very practical. Miriam, you're a loyal friend, but Daddy Mukluk is my partner for today's activity. It's like a pimp named Slickback, chat. You say the whole thing. You look for Sprinkles in hopes that he might step in, but he's nowhere to be found. Darn those cute corgis and their short but sturdy stature. You look down at your station and realize that in the tension of the moment, your hands have been cooking on autopilot. Distracted by the drama, you've already crushed the boiled potatoes into a perfectly creamy mashed texture, with plenty of butter and cream for flavor. It's as if your natural passion guided you through the steps you know so well while your attention was elsewhere. I know just what to do. Colonel Sanders extends his hand. He's holding a beautiful white porcelain gravy boat, out of which pours a smooth, brown gravy, smothering your nearly finished potato dish. Gravy flows down the mound of mashed potatoes. The results look spectacular. Granny would be very proud. Colonel Sanders holds a spork out to you. You reach out and grab hold of it, but he doesn't immediately let go. Our hands are touching. The two of you stand holding the same spork, and for that small moment, all of the madness and pressure in this crazy world stops. Your eyes lock. The moment is electric. Time stands still. If you love something, set it free. Yo, I'm not undressing right here in the school, Colonel. Come on. Together you dig the utensil into the mashed potatoes and lift a heaping sporkful up. When you see Ashley Egg with a sinister look, you know she's plotting something against you to be with Colonel Sanders. And then, filled with rage, yo, I hear Van Van again. Filled with rage and without thinking, you fling the sporkful of mashed potatoes right into Ashley Egg's stupid, beautiful face. Wait, what? The Colonel is not going to be happy about that. Why are we doing this? Van Van, do something, do something. Scooping up a fingerful, Van Van tastes the dripping mashed potatoes and gravy and realizes it's delicious. Horrified by this revelation, he slinks away. Will he ever be able to cook something with so much love and integrity? Hold on right there, Daddy Mukluk. We do not waste food in the broom cooking arena. Colonel Sanders, I expect better from you. If you throw one more spoonful, you'd both better be prepared to eat it from wherever it lands. Can I have potatoes first? Van Van rushes over, a covered dish in his hand. Oh, whoop. We tapped out by accident. Whoa, what? This guy has a battle axe. Mashed potatoes with gravy? Pathetic. In just a few minutes, I've prepared a full meal. Gaze upon my specialty, braised tentacle of octopus in my silky saltwater sauce, plated on a battle axe blade forged by my supreme chef ancestors. You've ignored me for too long. That ends now. It is I who will have the first bite, and you will all look on with envy. The interrupting student rushes at Van Van and swipes a bit of his signature dish right off the plate. Look at his face. No, don't! Something about this dish doesn't strike my nose quite right. I think the octopus was rushed and may have turned the process. The results could be toxic. Too late. It has been eaten. I think I left something in the oven. I don't feel so good. It killed him! that was so abrupt. That was so abrupt. Everyone step back. Don't take another bite. When you look back at the plate, the rest of it's gone. You notice the tip of the tentacle being slurped up into Pop's mouth. Pop winces in pain for just a moment, then is almost immediately back to his oblivious self. Oopsie. Tastes like poison. The entire class has gathered to watch Pop's final moments. Shock has frozen the whole crowd. They are as motionless as statues. The class bell rings, disrupting the moment and snapping everyone back to reality. It would appear that Pop's enthusiasm for trying new things, despite obvious danger, has inoculated him against poisons of all kinds. I'm not sure the professors here make enough money. Ghost of a student. Hello, I just turned into a ghost over here. Seeing that you're shaken up by that really annoying student and all of his nonsense, Colonel Sanders approaches you. I'm sorry you had to go through that. Please, let me walk you home. Dude, I took our dish that we cooked together and threw it at another kid and started a cook-off that killed a nearby student, and he's like, I'm sorry you went through that. Ghost of a student, what? Like for real? Oh, come on. You follow Colonel Sanders out of the room. At night, the school building has taken on another vibe entirely. Yo, we stayed after school killing students till nighttime. It's dark and more than a little spooky. Colonel Sanders stands in the quad's neon glow and speaks softly. Those mashed potatoes you made in class today? Before you go on, I want you to know they're not a great representation of my skills. I didn't even realize I was making them. They were amazing. Tasting them, it reminded me why I became so passionate about food to begin with. He's tearing up. Colonel Sanders is getting choked up. Cooking is obviously important to him in a way that you find inspiring. Now might be the perfect time to tell him you're developing feelings for him. Colonel Sanders? Yes? Daddy Mukluk? There's something I need to tell you. Hold it right there! Dude, you just murdered someone. Shouldn't you be on the run? There's something I need to tell you first. Oh, jeez. Look at him staring. You see, when I was just a boy, I had a dream that one day I would be the greatest chef the world has ever seen. And every day since then, I've been working toward that dream. Day and night, never stopping, never resting. Also, lifting a lot of weights. like so many weights. The writing for this is spectacular. We should follow our dreams with all our hearts, that our souls may grant them like wishes floating on a shooting star. Hey, no, you... Shut up. I'm the one here to say inspirational stuff and be the star of the story. Are we forgetting that your cooking literally killed a guy? You can't prove that. I also saw you kill that guy. What was his name? Somewhere in the distance, you hear a long sigh. I feel so bad for that character. He said he'd been here for 3 years. Forget him. We're talking about me. Me. I'm the hero. What? The spork monster is here to fight a hero. I think I left the fridge door open. Later, nerds. How dare you threaten me just as I was letting down my guard and connecting with another chef on an emotional level. Be afraid, be very afraid of me, because I'm a monster, see? Is he rhyming on purpose, or is that just coincidence? But before you can discuss syntax any further, it's a turn-based fight sequence! What will you do?
Oh, hi. So, how are you holding up? Because I'm a potato.
Defend. You decide to defend. Which defense will you choose? Trepidation? You close your eyes tight, but then open one just enough to squint and see the Spork Monster across the battlefield. For some reason, this makes you feel more prepared for what comes next. Spork Monster goes on the attack. They spit hot gravy at you. You take 1 damage. Fat lot of good that defense did. Attack. You decide to go on the attack. What do I do, chat? First answer with cook with love. Cook with love does 1 damage. Spork Monster won't forget this. He focuses their mashed mind and draws an energy from Mother Earth itself. They grow larger and more intimidating. How will you respond? You decide to go on the attack. What will you use? Cook with love does 1 damage. Spork Monster's no quitter. Buffed up and ready to rumble, they go on the attack once again. Spork Monster uses old utility tensile. You take 2 damage from the attack. If you take much more damage, you're not going to survive the battle. You decide to attack. Cook with love does 1 damage. Spork Monster's oozing cheese sauce onto the lawn of the quad. I wonder who's gonna have to clean that up. Feeling vulnerable, Spork Monster prepares for its ultimate attack, rounded edge. Vile villain, your reign of terror stops here. Colonel Sanders summons the energy of 1,000 chickens. Pot pie pow! I almost said the B word. I thought for a second this said pot pie power B. I misread it. Although that would be a pretty good line. Pot pie power pinch! Pot pie power pinch does 10 damage. I gotta say, Colonel Sanders has probably been the cause of like billions of dead chickens. So if he's got like some necromancy powers, he's got a lot of energy to draw upon. Spork Monster is defeated. You saved me. An injured Spork Monster spews steam into the night. Finish him. No student will ever walk the quad in fear again. This monster messed with the wrong chef. You ready your final attack. You'll never survive my student debt loan destruction. It does 10 damage. Spork Monster is completely vaporized. Colonel Sanders looks on in awe. You continue to surprise me, Daddy Mukluk. The defeated monster left behind a special item. It appears to first be a cookbook, but upon closer inspection, it is so much more. It's a book of magic spells with a golden chicken on the corner. I need a minute. What the hell is going on? You named yourself that? The game chose the name for me. It was completely random, Dalano. It was 100% random. It's a book of magic spells with a golden chicken on the cover. You open the cover and find a library card tucked inside. The last name to have signed it out is Borko. Borko. That name sounds strangely familiar. Your blood is pumping as you stand in the quiet of night, holding the mysterious book in your hands. Aren't we like bleeding from a bunch of wounds with boiling gravy on us? As you come down from your battle buzz, you realize that your final attack has left you completely depleted. The world around you begins to fade away. Without any energy to keep your eyes open, darkness overtakes you. Yo, that student debt loan destruction really took it out of me. The image, oh, Colonel Sanders is in my room. Oh my God. The image of Colonel Sanders flashes before your eyes as you fall asleep. He must have helped you get home. In your tired state, you don't know if you could have made it without him. What a guy. You want to thank him, but you don't have the strength to utter a single word. You feel your covers being pulled up over you as you are tucked in tightly. Good night, my Colonel. In your dream, you're together with Colonel Sanders, For some reason, Sprinkles is also there, instructing your love. Dreams are weird. The ghost of the dead kid. You awake on day 2 and attempt to process the wild visions you had. Were they memories or premonitions? You lie in bed and stare at the ceiling, thinking about the secret you discovered while tasting Colonel Sanders' cooking yesterday. You can't believe he really used... And then there was that secret ingredient that Colonel Sanders went ahead and told you outright. Not much of a secret, huh? It's probably just because he already trusts you so much. Sure, that makes sense. We'll go with that. You meet up with your bestie in front of the school. Before you could tell her about the encounter with the spork monster, she launches into a story of her own. Okay, I know this might sound a little strange, but I think I might be, okay, prediction, she's in love with the robot. I think I might like Clink. Matchmaker Daddy Mukluk. Like him? Like? I know. It sounds like it's moving too fast, but there's something about him. I like him. Like him. We got to talking after class, and he's actually a totally sweet guy. Not only that, but he's really smart. He told me all kinds of stories about Colonel Sanders. Did you know Colonel Sanders was the most popular kid in his high school? Imagine my shock. No, but that does make complete sense. Yeah, but he was so popular, he was voted prom king at a school he didn't even go to. And he was also the convertible that he himself rode in at the front of the homecoming parade. Wait, what? He was also the convertible that he himself rode in at the front of the Was he a shapeshifter? I'm thinking maybe something got lost in pressure cooker language translation there. Either way, maybe it'd be best if you took it slow with the new boy, like I am with Colonel Sanders. You and Colonel Sanders, the coolest guy in school, the most famous student to ever attend University of Cooking School, Academy for Learning. You're a thing now? We definitely connected yesterday. Sure you did. You're great. Why wouldn't he be into you, I guess? Laughing at the implication that you and Colonel Sanders might be a thing is definitely not cool. You are great.
Hey Muck, what's that game toe?
It's I Love You Colonel Sanders, a finger-licking good dating simulator. You have an idea about how to prove that your love is real. Well, if he's not into me, why did he tell me one of his secret ingredients? However, you don't tell her that you know a secret ingredient too, which you discovered on your own. Your bestie's eyes light up. A secret ingredient? Yeah, I just said that. A secret ingredient. Is there a dramatic echo in here? Oh no, if we spill the beans, he's gonna be quite cross with us, chat, because we couldn't hold a secret for a single day. Miriam checks to make sure you're alone before continuing. So this summer, while I was on vacation with my family, a lovely man approached me in the botanical garden where I was wandering. This can't be good. He told me all about his passion for spices. Secret spices. The man even gave me some to show what he meant. He said if it was a powder created from super duper rare dried flower petals, and that if I did him a big favor, I could have some of my own. Please, Miriam, don't tell me. So I filled my suitcase with them and brought them home. He was so nice. He even met me at the gate when I arrived. Later, when I cooked with him, a very strange feeling came over me, and the flavor was unlike anything I'd ever tasted. I think you're being very liberal with the meaning of spices here. Whatever. Anyhow, we both share an interest in cooking, so we've stayed in touch, you know, like pen pals. Yo, some other guy just like gave you drugs, and you just inhaled it. I bet he would love to know more about new spices. Well, I'm definitely not supposed to share Colonel Sanders' secret recipe. And besides, I only know the one ingredient, so I doubt it'd be of much use to anyone. Please, please, please. It would mean the world to me. No one has to know it came from you or from Colonel Sanders. What do you think? What do you think? Should you protect Colonel Sanders' secret or share it with your bestie? Oh man, I just want to say no. Make up a fake ingredient. You quickly think of a fake ingredient name. I don't know, how about... It was Eye of Newt. I know, sounds like some kind of witch's potion, but what can you do? Eye of Newt. Wow. Her eyes light up imagining such a thing, and you figure you've satisfied her curiosity and that she'll move on. She's gonna go crazy trying to find this thing. However, she immediately turns around and does some thumb typing on her phone that you can't quite see. that's probably not good. Before you can ask her to confirm that she was definitely not texting secrets